Welcome, Damon Bruce with you as we get ready for NBA action here on 2K Sports. It's Friday night basketball. It's the Milwaukee Bucks going up against...
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. Next to me in the booth are Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And now time for the State Farm opening lineups. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Monte Ellis in this one?
Well, Ellis is one of the most acrobatic finishers in the NBA, Kevin. His ability to race in from the perimeter and score, either in transition or against a half-court defense. He finds his way to the rim, and he can finish once he gets there.
And he's shown the ability of absorbing contact, hanging, and still finishing. I think he could even stand to be more aggressive looking for contact, Steve, just to up those free throw attempts. But regardless, a devastating score around the rim.
Looking at the Lakers, they took the win in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
You know, it's hard to lose a game when you shoot the ball as well as they did in that one.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, shot making can cover over a multitude of sins. The percentage they shot from the floor is one you might talk about an individual player having, not the entire team.
Deflected by Howard. And it's the Lakers on the break. He kicks to World Peace over Mbamamuta. And World Peace gets it to go on the assist by Gasol. World Peace has got his first basket of the night.
You know, Steve Nash is one of the most amazing stories ever in the NBA in terms of late career success. I mean, we're talking about a player who didn't make his first All-Star game until he was 27. And yet in his 30s, he won 2 league MVPs and was back in the All-Star game last season again. Well, the defense wasn't bad, but I think they've got to tighten up on it.
Jennings against Nash. And it's Ellis penetrating. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
And you know, again, going back to Steve Nash, he's 38 years old, and last season, guys, he shot 53% from the field, averaged around 11 assists a game. I mean, statistically, that's as effective as he's ever been in his Hall of Fame career. It's absolutely mind-blowing that he's playing at that level at this age.
Jennings with the bucket.
Well, for him, that finger roll is almost second nature. That's a tough shot for most players.
Lakers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
And Gasol sends it back. Now Howard. And again, the Lakers no good.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
And again, Brandon Jennings.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
There's Nash with the 3, and it's good. Nash has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Ilyasova can't hit.
Well, you know what? You really expect him to knock that jumper down when he gets a good look like that.
Nash's shot is in.
They've been outstanding here in the first quarter. Great spacing, excellent passing, and the three-point shooting has been unbelievable.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Udrich. They set the pick. Stolen by Jamison. And out of bounds as the Bucs gain possession. And so the first quarter is in the books. Lakers ahead. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. Taking a look at the Lakers. Antoine Jamison out there with Hill. And it's Steve Blake. Then there's World Peace. And it's Barnes. And it's the small forward. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Gentlemen, an interesting stat. In the history of the NBA, only 5 players have shot 50% overall, 40% on threes, and 90% from the free throw line in a season. And only 2 have done it more than once. Larry Bird did it twice, and Steve Nash has done it 4 times. Pretty special stuff, guys.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris.
And when you say he did it 4 times, it's worth mentioning. In 07, he missed making the 50, 40, 90 club by 1/100 of a percentage point from the line, and his career percentage is not far from those numbers either.
Well, they really started to come on here in the second.
Playing much better here, guys, and it looks like they're starting to make up some ground. We'll see if that can continue.
They get the rebound. The tray, and another 3 for the Lakers.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Well, there's no doubt they played well enough to win that game. It truly could have gone either way, Clark.
Well, the lesson in this one is you can't just play well for 3.5 quarters and expect to win. I mean, they didn't close it out the way they should have. That's on them.
A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Hill. Gasol comes in for Matt Barnes. Steve Nash checked in for Steve Blake. And Kobe is subbed in for Meta World Peace. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for the Bucs. Udrich comes in for Monte Ellis. And the Bucs with some changes. Udo's checked in for Dallenberg. Dunleavy comes in for Mbamute. And it's Ellis in for Udrich.
You know, last year, Kevin, the Bucs were a team that actually traveled fairly well. They didn't end up on the right side of 500, but they did enough to stay in the playoff race in terms of how they played on the road.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Bucs. Drew Gooden has checked in for Udo. Sanders comes in for Ilyasova. And Tobias Harris subbed in for Mike Dunleavy. Gets it to go. And it's 6 points for Brandon Jennings. The road record for the Bucs last season ending at 14-19. And while not great, it was on par with what some of the other Eastern Conference playoff teams, Steve, posted last season.
Well, the one thing with Milwaukee is they're always going to compete. Scott Skiles, one of the best coaches in the league, really a defensive-minded guy. So Milwaukee's always going to compete. Question is, do they just have enough talent to win games, particularly on the road? And Jennings is a tremendously quick player, Kevin. Not real physically dominant. He's got that skinny frame, but he's so fast and quick that he can get anywhere he wants on offense. And then defensively, he loves to read the passing lanes, make steals, and get out in transition.
Well, he's extremely tough to stop in the open court, Steve. I mean, his finishing is much improved, and when he gets around the rim, he has pretty good air time, hang time, and dexterity to glide past defenders and finish the play. Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Bucs have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And Mbamute comes in for Tobias Harris.
Really poor decision on that pass.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Nash. And it's the Lakers on the break. Kobe's running.
Rock that rim. Gotta love that enthusiasm, folks.
Not only, Clark, did he rock the rim, he decided to hang around a bit for that one, too. I love it.
What a finish. That was just gorgeous.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. Mbamute, a screen on Nash. Ellis kicks to Mbamute. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Mbamute has got his first basket. From half court, the shot is off. And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers lead by 10.
Now, presented by Sprint.
This is 2. Over at Verizon Center, the Wizards will face off against the Raptors. A 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. And one game also on the docket. For the Celtics, they'll be up.
And now we return to the action here at the Staples Center in the heart of downtown L.A.
Look at the night for Steve Nash. 12 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
Well, 12 points from long range, so the defense has to figure out a way to defend him a little differently. Try to get into his airspace.
Here's who Scott Skiles is starting the second half with. Ilya Silva and Dallenberg down low. Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis comprise the backcourt. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3 slot.
And you look at Scott Skiles, coach of the Bucs. I'll tell you, everybody knew he was going to coach someday when he was a player, because nobody was more prepared and nobody spent more time watching film than Scott Skiles. He always knew he wanted to coach.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Fellas, last season, the first since Scott Skiles took over as head coach in Milwaukee, that the Bucs were not in the top half of the league in defensive efficiency. Coach Skiles is looking to turn that back around, and he talked about his defensive philosophy. He said, look, the perimeter players in this league are very gifted with the ball, and almost all of them are great athletes. So you've got to be on. You've got to be competitive and stay in a stance. Your footwork has to be impeccable. What we challenge our guys to do from the first day of camp is guard your guy for 3 dribbles. If you can do that, we'll get the help there. Kevin, sounds simple, not easy to execute.
Well, Coach Skiles always challenges his teams defensively. Thanks, Doris. Going back to Scott Skiles and his use of film as a player, if you like watching film, the NBA entering a golden age in that regard. I mean, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, it's all broken down and organized. I mean, these days you watch it on a laptop or a tablet. I mean, film study really is something coaches and players use on a daily basis now in the NBA.
Howard up and in on the layup. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Well, he's an intimidating finisher around the basket, Kevin. The thing you have to do defensively is try to push him off the block, not let him get deep position. But that is easier said than done, that's for sure.
And Steve, you know what? He's powering through guys better now, playing through contact, but he's also starting to polish up his post moves. So it's not just simply about him throwing it down, which he does with force and regularity. He's starting to add a little finesse to that power package, too.
Ellis dishes to Ilya Silva, and that one's good.
Yeah, no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
Lakers leading by 12. Nash outside. And the rebound goes to Dallenberg. Bucks have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Jennings. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got his 3rd assist on the night.
He's been producing all night. It's up to the rest of his team to start kicking in a little bit.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
Now Ellis following the 3-point attempt by Kobe Bryant.
Now, they're on a hot streak now. They can't miss and really trying to cut into this lead.
Well, it's been a fantastic comeback effort, guys, and they've actually shot their way back into this one. I'll tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
World peace against Jennings. On the wing, Ellis. And that one's good. Ellis has got 11 points.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
And as we end the 3rd quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. As the 4th quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite uncontainable game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. Today, it's the Lakers coming away with the uncontainable game. You can see the fire that they are playing with, everyone from the starters to the bench. You have to think that they'll hold on to this lead and close out the game.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. So with Howard sitting on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. They've got Devin Ebanks. Matt Barnes is out there with Hill. Then it's Jody Meeks. And it's Morris in at the point guard.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And Udrich gets to Jennings. Guarded by Kobe. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That's number 4 on him, and he's got to start being aware of how close he is to 6. I mean, he's got one more foul before being DQ'd, that is.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Lakers. Nash comes in for Darius Morris. The Bucs also changing it up. And Mbaamute's checked in for Utah. Monticellis in for Udrih. And here's Kobe for 3. That's good. And the Lakers lead by 10.
And an easy look from outside. You can't give him that much time and space.
No, and that's been a theme here tonight, Clark. They're going to have to do a better job of closing out and getting a hand up on three-point shooters. Now you had a defender draped all over. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Bucs trail by 10. That's tipped. Now here's Kobe, the fast break opportunity. Takes it up for the stuff.
And another quick strike for them. No question which team is running the fast break better here today.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been lethal in transition, Steve. It's one of the reasons they're out in front.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, exactly, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Scott Skiles said to his team. He's not pleased with the careless turnovers offensively, saying, listen, we've got to get shots. It's as simple as that. We have to play smart and value the basketball. Kevin, did it sink in?
And thanks for that story, Doris. Howard can hit. Bucs have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. The drive by Jennings. Here is Mbaamute. The shot is off. Great D that time from World Peace. Jennings with the steal. Here's Ilyasova. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, not only does he excel at getting those offensive rebounds, but he's really good getting putbacks and layups off of those boards.
.103 left in the 4th quarter. Shoots the 3. Gets the bucket.
Not much drama left in this one, guys.
No, it hasn't quite exactly been a nail-biter. I mean, it's going to be a great win for them, though.
Dallenberg. And that one's good. The Lakers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Lakers working the ball around now. Here's Barnes, but they recover it. For the 3, gets it to go. And the Lakers lead by 14.
Nice offensive play there, and this one's pretty much in the books, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It was a very good showing from them to come. Oh, man, what a play. The defense caught dozing off that time.
Now those open dunks, pretty high percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to miss many of those. I mean, this is really a poor defensive effort.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff.
Well, Dwight Howard, without argument, is the best center in the NBA. It's not even close. When you look at the impact he has at both ends of the floor, but particularly defensively, he's in a league of his own.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And for Howard, already the best center in the league. Clark, would you say he's a finished product yet?
No way, Kevin. I mean, he's very improved from when he first got into the league. More polish in his offensive game, dominant on the glass and blocking shots, which has been a big part of who he is. But I still think he's got significant room to grow, passing better and also getting better at the free throw line. Increasing that percentage a few points would be a huge plus.
And that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling on a bit.
On the wing, can't connect. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here.